both started shuffling their hands really fast. I felt like time was going faster.
They're in tune with one another.
Yeah. So Birds of Paradise,
They're
number
evolving.
2. And here comes a Diregraph Ghoul. And pass. So now Brandon, if he has a land, he's going to have access to 4 mana. This is the pivotal turn. Does he have a Hunt Master? Does he have a Birthing Pod? He has a Blade Splicer.
Not too bad.
Blade Splicer is awesome in this matchup.
Yeah. It's about as good as it gets.
Yeah, it's the best card. There's a Mortar Pod. He's going to kill off that. He's going to Tragic Slip. He's going to get him for 2. So he used a card and a half practically to take care of that Blade Splicer.
Zombies, you need to do that though.
Yeah, I mean that's the reason that this matchup is so well positioned for Nyapod, is that you just have to invest so many cards as the black card zombie player. Like Hink was praying for Daniel Weiser to win that match. He does not want to play against Nyapod in the finals and ruin his perfect score.
And one of the things I talked about is the fact that zombies' rise to power again in Standard has really the reason it's been waning so much recently is because Nyapod is picking up steam again, and Nyapod is a deck that plays 4 Blade Splicers.
So as you see, Brandon actually didn't do anything with his turn. He's flooding. He's got a Township, but he's only got an Absence Pilgrim and a Birds of Paradise to hold the fort. Can't activate that Township this turn. So Stephan can actually get this game.
Yeah.
It's Stephan, right?
Yeah, Stephan.
I'm so bad at saying that name. Can we just have him
Hink.
change his name to Frank?
Stephan.
Hink?
Stephan.
Stephan. All right. There's a Dross Messenger dropping Brandon to 14. And Brandon is going to need a big card off the top. A Force is not going to do it.
No, it's not.
I feel like he has just drawn lands and a mana guy. He kept like 2 mana guys, a Blade Splicer, and a Township, and now he's just drawing nothing.
Let's see, so Stephan is we're given a few options this turn, but none of them are really great.
He's going to Sign in Blood himself.
An 18.
Draw some more cards, try to find some spot removal. He has a Mortar Pod.
A little bit of card advantage. Brandon's going to respond to this probably by activating his Township.
Yes.
Stephan offers up a trade. I mean, if you're Brandon, you kind of don't want to take it because you'd rather be able to just eat it. A 3/3 Pilgrim the next turn, but in the same sense, like just dropping a 9 here is so dangerous, especially when your opponent has the Mortar Pod with the token and the Dross Messenger. So it's just going to be tough for him. He's got to make the trade there if he wants to survive. And Brandon getting really flooded here. I mean, the only cards he's really drawn this game besides single Blade Splicer are lands and 1 mana accelerators. And even if he had drawn more mana accelerators, he'd be okay, but it's just been lands for him off the top repeatedly. Stephan's really got to think this one through. Gonna equip the Mortar Pod onto the Messenger.
Yep.
Warren's okay with that. Alright, and
the bird is going to get 1 counter.
Bird becoming a 2/3, but gets Verdict.
So sad. We're going to be seeing game 2.
Takes care of that.
Yep.
And that's it. Brandon Nelson packing this one up. Not really the best draw from Brandon Nelson there.
No, it wasn't.
His opener was fine. I mean, he didn't have much action, but he had a Blade Splicer, he had some accelerators, he had a Gavity Township, and that's the type of hand that it's not the worst against a matchup like that. You know, you can your early bird and elf are gonna, you know, soak up some of the removal. You have a Blade Splicer after they've probably used a removal spell on a mana guy. And then the top of his deck was not kind to him at all. That was brutal for him.
So, we have another question coming up. There is a card from this set that not only would go in Trading Post, but would go in my 5-color messy Reanimator deck. It costs 3 mana, and what it reads is, all lands you control can be city brasses that don't pay life, that make you lose life, and it also adds mana. And right, it's pretty much a Vessel of Endless Rest, but it also makes all your lands do that. And it's like my favorite card in the set. It's perfect for everything I do. So it also castrates Tusk. So what is the name of that card? Because that is by far my favorite card so far. I love that card in this set. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. It costs 3 colorless.
I'm a big fan of Rakdos Return.
Yeah, this is the premium question. So send that answer to #SCGPremium, and you'll win a full year of SCG Premium.
Also, interesting question. At Rakdos Return, is that second S really necessary on that?
Rakdos's return? Yes, it is. Because Rakdos is its name, and it's his return.
So, I mean,
if it says Rakdos Return, it sounds kind of like...
But you could have the apostrophe there, and it'd still be Rakdos Return without the extra S.
What extra S? Oh, you just Rakdos with an apostrophe without the S?
Yeah, it would still be Rakdos.
All right, so here's the question, guys. I'm repeating it one more time. There is an artifact that costs 3 mana in this set that taps to produce any colored mana.
Would you like me to read the text?
Yeah, we can just read the text of the card. But it is my favorite card. Not only is it an artifact called Trading Post, but I play this 5-color deck that's really sweet because I love Thrag Test and Unburial Rites, and like Desperate Raving and Faithless Suiting. And this is a perfect card for that deck. So read it out.
3 colorless. Artifact, rare. Lands you control have, end quote, tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, end quote. And then you can tap the artifact, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool.
So if it's in play, not only does it accelerate you, but you can tap for whatever you want. And that's why I love it. I love this land. I love this artifact. I'm going to get 3 right away. I want to pre-order them. All right, let's go back to the finals. Shoebox, can you go pre-order 4 of those for me? All right, thank you. All right, so Stephen is up a game, or Stephan.
Stephan.
I can't do it.
Stephan
is up a game. I'm so sorry, Stephan. When you watch your replays again, you're gonna hate me.
He's probably gonna hate.
He's gonna hate me, and
it's good reason, Brad.
He's up a game, but I definitely think that Brandon is still favored in this match.
I mean, there's enough variance in Magic where if you're down a game, I don't really think you can think you're favorite to win the match. I mean,
I think he's like 90% favorite
to win the total match.
I'm very bad at statistics. But I do.
If we play Rug Delver Mirror, I will easily win 9 out of 10 matches.
Easily. 2-0, actually. We will go 18-2.
Correct. Tell the mirror is really skill intensive. I'm like, yeah, I know.
But... You know the matches are best of 7, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would still be absolutely.
Would you guys want to watch upwards of 70 Rug Mirror games?
Rug Mirror games between Brad and I.
All right, and we're going on to hour 43.
Currently, the game score is 23-20 in favor of Brad.
I was just told that we're getting cupcakes. How did we get cupcakes? Someone gave us cupcakes?
That was the sweetest thing ever.
That is so awesome. Wait, are they both for JVL or for us? Okay, good. I thought they were both for you.
People bring me cupcakes. Oh, I have to...
We have to go say thank you.
Yes.
After the top 8, you'll show us who they are. I don't know who they are, but... And they're in the cutest little containers. Come back to us real quick. Come back. We'll show it off.
Yeah.
Come back real quick. Look at this. It's like in the cutest little container.
Oh my gosh, we were given cupcakes. We were given fail cake.
Were they fail?
It must be fail cake.
I don't think they are. There's a card with it,
Oh
too.
my gosh, is it red velvet cake? Oh, I want this in my face right now. I'm gonna have to wait. I'm gonna wait a little bit.
Thanks for doing that for us, Troy. All right, the players are shuffled up. They're drawing their 7s. All right, and so let's see. All right, and oh, that's so sad. Brandon down a game, mulliganing to 6. Stephan is keeping his 7, and he's like, "Yay, variance me!"
And okay, for those of you who perhaps might go and play poker casually from time to time, if the person who you're in a hand against looks like Stephan looks like, you have to be incredibly scared. The leaning back in the chair and bobbing back and forth is normally a sign of
strength.
Very, very, very intense strength.
But the problem with that is, I think it gets reversed when you're with a friend playing Magic.
In Magic, it's not nearly as relevant, and it's not relevant when the game hasn't started.
The biggest tell that I have is, here's the biggest. I will give you guys while they're shuffling. Bring it back to us. Sorry. I have an important tell to tell you guys that I actually think is don't sigh at me. It's important. This is a good tell. This is a learning experience. When you're playing limited and you think your opponent has a removal spell and you have a creature or 2 in play and one of them is good, if you play an additional creature from your hand, look at his eyes. If his eye sees the new creature, then instantly goes straight to the other creature that you have in play that is good. Just subconsciously, he looks at both creatures. He's comparing them to know if he wants to, which one to kill. And then that'll tell you if he has an instant speed removal spell in his hand. It's definitely like a really good trick that I use. And like that's what I use. I use where your eyes are at in the match.
And that's also a really important one. If somebody looks at the card they draw for more than 1 second, they drew a blank.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you process. If you draw a spell that's really good, your eyes instantly go to the game.
Yeah,
your wheels are turning.
You can watch somebody's eyes just bam right off of it.
Yeah, if you look at it and you just stare at it, they're like, I should pretend this is pocket aces.
Yeah.
And it's nothing.
The longer you look, they look at a card,
the worse
it is.
Yeah, we're going back now. Sorry. Thank you for that short, brief explanation on eye contact.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's good.
That's actually very
those are
good.
really important lessons, and I think that those are the types of things.
We'll tell different eye contact ones all day.
Yeah, we can just talk about tells and Magic from time to time. That's something people don't really talk about much.
No, we don't actually talk about tells. All right, so Brandon Nelson starts the game off with Copperline Gorge. Both players have their best lands without doing anything with them, but man, Scars are rotating out. They're so pretty and good. I'm going to miss Scars duels.
These duels are pretty nice.
All right. Brandon tanking on his land drop.
And Spirit. Ooh. That's rough. Naming Spirit on that.
Name Spirit on your 1 Strangle Geist. But yeah, you got to start getting that damage in.
Yeah, so essentially that's just going to be a colorless land now for the rest of the game. But Strangle Geist is a pretty good card against Stephan's deck. Yes,
it's going to give him at least 2 different creatures. It's worth it, especially did I not see a plains in his hand?
There's no plains in his hand.
No, there's a mountain, so at least the Huntmaster can hit play. There's just the Angel can't. So here's a Mortar Pod.
Let's see.
Right, so he has a forest, and he has a mountain, and he has a Huntmaster. So at least he has something to operate on.
Yeah, if he has a Borderland Ranger, he's, everything's gravy in the Navy.
Birthing Pod, that is kind of a Borderland Ranger.
Yeah.
Everything's gravy in the Navy. I like that. I'm going to start using that.
Everybody's going to start using that. It's the wave of the future.
We should get shirts that it's just an ocean of gravy that a Navy ship is riding on. All right, anyway, Sign in Blood for Stephan. He's going to drop to 14, and he's going to draw some cards.
Attacking for 0. strong.
Did he really? But what if he wants to use
What if he wants to block and then do something?
So he's gonna gut shot, tragic slip it?
That's a lot of work to deal with a
Yeah, I feel like using the creature in play is better than using the gut shot. It's just less information. The creature in play does nothing.
A Huntmaster the Fells, Brandon. Gonna jump back up to 20 here. Now he also has this birthing pod, which can do a number of fun and exciting things for him here. Maybe he wants to go find a Wolfear Silverheart. Perhaps an acidic slime is his cup of tea right now.
So we can actually just kill both creatures in play. Yep. Alright, so everything is down. Let's see if Brandon has a follow-up. But having Birthing Pod against a zombie pod player, or zombie...
Oh, this is brutal. Here comes Elvish Visionary, which becomes a Blade Splicer. Or actually probably becomes a Borderline Ranger.
Yeah,
because with Oblivion Ring and Restoration Angel in hand, it becomes a Borderline Ranger.
Oh, and he has a bird, so he's going to pay 2 life using the Phyrexia ability of Birthing Pod.
Yeah, then he might just make a Blade Splicer, to be honest.
Alright, he doesn't want to put the birds in play.
No. Comes the Plains.
Alright. It's a ton of lands for Hink, but he's going to equip his messenger and try to start burning out his opponent that's at 1,000,000 life points.
Yep, so Brandon, now down at 18 here. Can easily jump back to 20 by turning this Borderline Ranger into a Huntmaster if he so desires. Can then use the Angel in his hand to blink that Huntmaster. So he can pay 2 life to use Birthing Pod, go to 16, get a Huntmaster, go to 18, blink the Huntmaster, go to 20, and then have the ridiculous army in play. So that's one line he could take.
I mean, all that really happens now is Brandon just gets to activate Birthing Pod every turn, and it's so good.
Yeah, or I mean, he can also just O-ring Messenger and...
No, he can't O-ring it because he's got the Mortar Pod equipped.
Oh, you're right.
So he's just going to go get Huntmaster and be able to blink that next turn. Like, because he didn't play a spell this turn, it can flip. That Huntmaster can now flip, which is just awesome. And then he can blink it back with a Restoration. So, one of the sweetest plays of Birthing Pod or Aether Vial from Limited. That I really love. From the Aether Vial from, what's his name? Took second in the world, the Players' Championships.
Shata?
Yeah, Shata. His Aether Vial Ravager of the Fell trick.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Why did I put this into play? He didn't play anything?
So why is... He doesn't have to... Okay, so he Ravagered the Messenger, but I think he forgot that it was equipped, so he in response shot, but I don't think he needed to do that. So that was a little blunder for Stephan.
Alright, so looking at the board now, Stephan, having sacrificed that Charles Messenger, can't really apply any more pressure to Brandon here. Brandon has the Angel in hand, so...
No, Brandon's definitely in the driver's seat. He's got Restoration Angel. He's going to flip that over. Stephan's going to start putting some more pressure, some more creatures on the board, but Brandon's like, dude, this is my game plan. This is how I win. I just put all the creatures on the battlefield. Simply 4 mana Restoration Angel, gains him 2 life, adds a 2/2 to the board.
It's pretty good.
He's just... They're going to go to game 3. He's had enough.
He understands how this goes.
Well, it was lethal, too. But,
yeah, I mean, he could have been fighting an Inferno Titan that turn if Brandon so desired. Like, that was...
Yeah, if he kept Zealous in play, if he kept it. But,
you definitely keep Zealous.
Yeah.
conscripts. All of Black Red Zombie's guys come in to play tapped.
Will they shuffle? Do we want to do one more eye contact trick? Let's do one more. Sorry, Choi. I'm loving this. This is fun. So another
magic tells.
Yeah, another tell that I think is very important is if you're playing against a combo player, or if you feel behind, like he's going to assemble something that wins the game.
Okay, bad combo players. The turn before they combo. This is them before that turn, and the turn before they combo. This is them. They're very distinct. Forward, arms together. They're not going to try to combo you the next turn. Shoulders apart, further away from the table. They are going to try to cast a Tendrils of Agony with a lot of Storm.
Another thing is, like, let's say it's your turn and you're thinking what to do because your decisions are going to change their decisions. Let's say it's a creature combo deck or something. Mm-hmm. Depending on, like, one of the big tells that I try to use is where their eyes are at. So don't focus your eyes on them. Wait 20 seconds while you're figuring your stuff out, and then immediately look at their eyes. And that tells you what's happening. If their eyes are looking at you, they have everything they need. They need to react to whatever you're going to do. So they don't have the information they need yet to process anything. They've already done that. So they're just looking at you, figuring out what you're going to do. This is high level too. This is like the high level combo players. But if they still need to process information, they don't have everything they need, their eyes are going to be scattered on the board, still doing math, figuring out the lines that they should take, because they don't have it processed yet.
Yeah.
So then,
looking at the board is generally weakness. Looking at the opponent is when you feel like you're at parity.
Yeah.
And if your opponent is like looking away from the table but still actively like very much involved in the game or talkative and looking away from the table, they're insanely strong.
Yeah, they're just gonna beat you. You can't win anymore.
You're dead.
They're just like, all right, let me check my text messages and ritual. But
there's a lot of interesting stuff written by a guy named Mike Caro, and it's not written specifically for Magic, but you can apply almost all the things he talks about to Magic, and they work.
Yeah.
So if you want to get better at reading people, if you're thinking about, I want to win a PDQ, and, I think that my technical play is really tight, but, I always get into these situations where I didn't play around this certain card and it made me lose. You can really start tightening those areas, those screws of your game. A lot of people are like, oh, well, those are the natural talent things, but no, those are skills that are honed just in the way that all of your other skills are honed.
Yep, and
also we should thank Frosted. I suppose the person who gave us these cupcakes, they also gave us a card. So gotfrosted.com, delicious cupcakes. Thank you very much. For
and if you give us free stuff, we will promote you too.
That's true.
I have no shame, but we're going to head back to the match now, play out the final game of the SCG Open Minneapolis Standard Open. I said open twice. I got to get better at those things. I got to get better. The SCG Standard Open.
If you say it twice, you can just say closed once, and it'll cancel it out.
Oh, the SCG Open Minneapolis Standard Closed.
Open.
Open. All right, so...
Looks like Stephan is
taking them all again.
Going down to 6 on the play here.
Brendan's like, I'm okay with this. I've been the one mulliganing most of my matches. Well, actually, no. He's been very lucky in a lot of the games in this top 4. A mulligan to 3. 7's now going to 6.
The mulligan to 3, you almost have to wonder. Come on, mulligan to 3. That's so rare.
I've seen one mulligan to 3 my entire life. I've mulliganed to 3. Okay, so on Moto, I've mulliganed to 0 before, just because I go down to 3 and I just want to see what he's playing. But like, I think I've mulliganed to 4 twice or 3 times in my life, and I've mulliganed to 3 once. I probably had to mulligan to 4 way more times than 3. All right, so he keeps with 6 cards. That's good. We're gonna actually see a game. Turn 1 Gravecrawler on the right by Copperline on the left. No birds. That's a second Gravecrawler attacking Brandon down to 18. Now Brandon's going to take a second turn, but without a birds, that doesn't mean he's going to be able to play anything really that big this turn. So he top decked a birds. Turn a little bit late, but so be it. He doesn't have a white source for that purge that he kept in his opening hand. But there is a top decked mortar pod to kill that birds, keeping Brandon off of white, putting him down to 14.
It's pretty good.
All right, let's see if he's got a Borderline Ranger to get white mana. That's going to be the most important. He does have a mana. He does have Borderline. That's going to get him mana for not only Blade Splicer, Restoration Angel, and Slow Steel Purge, which are all trapped in Brandon's hand.
It's pretty nice for him.
Yeah. But if Stephan draws a swamp or an untapped black source, he is going to be able to play that messenger. If not, it's going to be stuck in his hand. That's the rough thing. There is a Dragon Skull Summit, so he's going to be able to play a messenger. Brandon's choice now is if he wants to block one of these crawlers to not go to 10 life.
And I don't think you block. I mean, it's just there's such little value.
Yeah. So here is a third source for a messenger. That drops Brandon to 8.
It's going to be pretty good here.
It's going to be very good. Brandon isn't going to have a breather to cast this Purge. He needs to be able to like play some more spells and Purge a guy. So with the board position as is, I feel like getting a Purge on the table is good unless you have a Hunt Master. Especially since he has another Birds.
He has another Birds?
I think there's a Birds in there, isn't there? Yeah, there's a Birds in there.
Okay.
So he can play Purge Birds or he can play Splicer Birds, and the next turn he'll be able to do Angel Purge, unless Stephan takes care of that that bird with a Mortar Pod. This is a big turn for Brandon. Brandon has to find.
This is his make or break turn.
Yeah, he has to find the lane to get through this. He's at 8 life. He's going to play a Birds. And is he going to play Blade Splicer or hold Purge? I like Blade Splicer here, just so you can double up spell next turn. No, he's just going to use Purge. We are 1 Flames of the Firebrand away. Ooh, I mean, Stephan knows he has Purges, and he's holding 3 mana for the first time in the game. So, Gut Shot the Birds, Purge the Messenger. That drops Stephan to 18. And Tragic Slip, oh wow. Tragic Slip the Messenger now. Gut Shot in response to kill the Birds, to get Morbid, to shoot him for 2, to keep that Messenger on the table, to get a 4/3 and attack with 2 2/1s.
Pretty nice. So Brandon now down to 2.
If he takes it, he might just have to block just to save 2 life and hope to draw like a Hunt Master.
It's pretty hard to go to 2 against a...
I mean, we could Miracle a Bonfire maybe.
It's pretty good.
That'll kill off the table, and if Stephan doesn't... Yeah, he definitely needed a Bonfire there. Well, this is where having a Thrag Tusk really would this is where I'd like a Thrag Tusk in Brandon's deck. But yeah, I don't know how he gets out of this at 4 life, no more life gain. He can't play a Hunt Master, doesn't have one. He can play a Blade Splicer, but that's not going to be good since Hink is able to put Mortar Pot on that Dwarf's Messenger, making it a 4/4.
Just out of range for that Golem token.
So he is just going to play a Blade Splicer. He's going to have a Golem to be able to chump block. The Golem's going to be able to block the Gravecrawler, and the Blade Splicer chump block the Messenger. But if, yeah, there it is, and that's the game.
Yep.
Falkenrath Aristocrat.
Falkenrath Aristocrat is enough to take that one down.
Hink did not lose a single match all tournament.
Nope.
And he only dropped, what, 3 games? 1 in each in the top 8?
Yep.
Dropped 3 games in the top 8? All right. Welcome back, everyone. That was a pretty awesome match. I like that one.
Excellent